Hello, Hare Krishna. This video will show disassembling process of scale changer 9 Harmonium, and let's start. First we will remove this button here. Sometimes when you remove this button will go out together with this wire, but here we will have to unscrew the wire separately. This is also going out. So now there is this front bar, which usually has 2 screws, sometimes it has 4 screws. If you try to move this bar, you will see that it is still locked, because the top bars are keeping it still in the place. So in order to move this bar, we also need to remove top bars first. Top bar which stays over the keys, and then we have left and right side bars. So you can see this little nail here keeps this bar locked. There is also a similar nail on the other side. Okay, now this bar is movable. We just need to pull out this wire. It's a changer, sorry, it's a coupler wire. Try not to damage the screw lines, because we will need them to put back the button. Sometimes it goes easy, sometimes not so easy. Okay, these two things contains the coupler button. So at the end this bar can be put down, and now we can unlock these two wedges. Put them parallel, and then we can move whole this part up. We will put it here for next step in disassembling, and this is disassembling of the keys. It is a bit tricky, and actually it is the most sensitive part of disassembling and also later assembling. So how it works is that you press this little bar below, you press with two fingers up, so that the keys go up, and then you lift up the whole key part, and then you need to pull this cotton textile line out little by little. First left side, then you can change your hand and then put little right side, and then again left side, and then again right side, until it goes down. So just for purpose of learning, let's assemble it again. You can put one side on, and then you can use fingers to put on the other side like this, and then when it's on, then again little by little you can pull one side, then the other side, one side, the other side, and so on until the keys go back to the right position. At the end you just put the keys back into right position. They need to sit properly. So okay, now we will disassemble it the keys again so that we can continue disassembling. You can see a lot of nice stuff here which needs cleaning. Next part to disassemble is this aluminium bar. Usually it has one or two nails from the top, here and here, which you need just to unnail them. Or sometimes this bar has sides and screws here and here. So this one doesn't have sides, so there are nails, two nails on top of each side. We don't want to bend, to deform the bar. We want it to stay flat. So I will use a sharp knife to go slightly under the nails so that they go out without deforming the These nails are kind of very tiny and sensitive, so keep them somewhere visible so that you don't lose them for later. Okay, 4 nails and the bar is out. Next, what we need to do is to remove these coupler bars so that we can go to the keys. Before you remove these bars, I do recommend that you sign each bar with a number, so if during the disassembling or the reassembling you somehow miss the sort of the bars, you will have the numbers so that you cannot change the order accidentally. So for that purpose I just need a pencil. So now these bars are numbered from 1 to 33, so we can disassemble them. Okay, I have paused video for a while, now we can continue. Next step will be to use a vacuum cleaner to clean a bit these surfaces so that we can continue more easily. Okay, that's enough cleaning for now. Next step is to disassemble these bars. Keep them in order so that you can easily put them back later. So next is a bit more cleaning. there are two screws here and here, and unlike the other screws in Harmonium, these screws should not be tightened up completely. They should be a little loose. So when you disassemble Harmonium, just take a notice how tight are these screws, and when you reassemble this bar again, then make sure that the screws are similarly tight as original. So next to disassemble are these two parts. Their purpose is mainly to serve as a basement for aluminium bar which we removed previously. So next to remove is this little wooden bar on the top of the keys, which its purpose is to serve as some kind of to keep the level how far up the keys can go, so that all three holes of three sets of reeds are ensured to be opened simultaneously. So this bar is very tiny usually, and it's very fragile, so be very careful when you disassemble it. It has usually 3 or 4 nails, little nails, so it doesn't have a screw, so it's not so easy to disassemble. In order to ensure that the bar will not crack while disassembling, I will use like thin knife, and I will push the bar from below the nails. Okay. This is how it looks. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 little nails, and later we will put it back again. we are almost at the end of disassembling. Next to disassemble is this cover, top cover here. Usually it has 3 or 4 screws. There were even some bugs below. So next, in order to clean this part, which is actually the most important part in Harmonium to be clean, you will need a kind of tool which you can make yourself. It looks like this. It's just a nail which I bended to serve the purpose, and each key has a little wire below. I don't think you will see from that side, so let me show you like this. So there is a little wire here. If you put out the wire, then this key goes up. So you continue to remove wires and to lift the keys up. Okay? So I don't know how much you can see in this video, but there are various kind of dust and dirt all around these parts, and this thing, let me show you. Maybe I can move laptop a bit. So I hope you had been able to see these little particles and dried flower petals and some rice and some wax and different little pieces of papers and other things which during the year can come into this area and can use different kinds of problems like buzzing reeds and stuck reeds. The reeds do not produce sound anymore sometimes, or they buzz, or there could be some continuous sound if some of these little particles comes below here. Then these little skins cannot cover the holes properly, so the air is coming out, and sometimes you can hear the sound, continuous sound, which you cannot suppress without cleaning. And also the other effect of so many particles and dust is that sometimes these little particles are not enough to produce sound. The key is not up enough to produce sound, but it is up enough to leak some amount of air. So if you have like 40 or 50 keys, and every here and there some of the key is leaking some amount of air, then you will need to pump harmonium much more to produce the same level of sound. After the cleaning, you will notice that you need to pump harmonium much less. So these are some of the reasons why disassembling is important, so that we can come into the heart of harmonium and clean whatever is needed to be cleaned. So let's do the cleaning. After cleaning this surface, I will put some paper, white paper. It doesn't need to be colored, but this is what I have at the moment. I can put some paper here, so when I clean these surfaces, that the particles do not come into the holes. If some little particles of wood or dust or something stuck into these skin parts, then you can use your nail or finger to remove these parts, because each of these little parts can cause some problems in the future. They should all be removed. So this is basically it. Sorry. The cleaning is finished. During the cleaning, it can happen that some parts of skin, like this one, will fall apart. So you will need to use some glue to put it back, or also some parts like this will fall apart. So again, some glue and some skills are needed to put that back properly. So these kinds of problems are very common, and actually I do not recommend anybody who is like novice in harmonium maintaining to disassemble and to clean himself or herself scale changer harmoniums, because reassembling it is also requires some skills to put everything back properly, and sometimes a very small detail, if you don't reassemble properly, can make problems with the functioning of harmonium at the end. So however, I did this video to help those who has some experience in harmonium maintaining, so that they can more easily come into the heart of harmonium and will be able to clean it and hopefully to reassemble everything back properly. Thank you very much for viewing this video. See you next time. Hare Krishna.